Hello guys, today we're gonna make a video upon request again. We have a question from one of the viewers. Could you please touch on fertilizers? Well, I don't use fertilizer much, but the little I do use is right here. I've been using this one. It's called Rich Grow Rock Minerals, which is basically rock dust, right there, rock dust with phosphorus, nitrogen and potassium, and I use that twice a year. So I go through a 5 kilo bag for 6 months, and 2 of those a year. I just emptied this one out a couple of days ago. It says 3 months feed. Well, I use it for 6 months. And then another one I use is potash, a lot of potash for flowering. That's specifically for flowering. And I use a lot of urea, which is pure nitrogen, and I put that mainly around the bananas. The bananas get a lot of this. And then I've got some Epsom salts for the citrus when they go yellow, you know, the leaves, how they go yellow, or if the citrus isn't sweet, it's lacking sugar, I give them some of that. Then I have some phosphate, and that covers pretty much this area here. And then I use liquid fertilizer, spray on, and one that you mix. And I've been using Charlie Carp. That seems to be pretty good. I use this over summer, so between November, right now, and March. I use this, let's say, twice a month, every 2 weeks, for liquid feeding. And what I use more than anything else is this. I use compost. Compost, like maybe every month. Around every tree I'll put 2 handfuls around each tree, and I do that for 9 months of the year. So between spring and autumn, that is between August and May, yeah, almost the whole year, I'll use compost. I buy compost and I make my own compost. These are just bits and pieces from the garden, cuttings, cardboard, and kitchen waste. There's an old pineapple that went off. So I've got 3 bins here to make compost. And this is compost that's just about ready to use, just a little longer. This has been sitting here for the last 6 months. So this 90-liter bin is ready to use now in the garden. This was all kitchen waste from the kitchen. And this one here I've already used. Another 90-liter bin, almost gone. So I have a rotation for these bins, and yeah, it depends what's ready and what's not ready. Here's another bin. I've got a lot of bins, haven't I? Compost bins. But compost takes time, so that's why I have to supplement with store-bought. Look at that, a sprouting banana inside the compost bin. So this is all food waste from the kitchen, and that's also gone down to halfway. Yep. But what helps more than anything else, even more than compost, even more than fertilizer, is this. Water, guys. Water. This is the the key to it all. If you're lucky enough to live in the tropics, you can skip this part, because in the tropics it's like raining 6 to 9 months of the year, every day almost. We don't have that luxury here in Melbourne in summer, because summer is when you get the growth, right? Not in winter. And guess what? In summer it never rains here. In a few weeks the rain season will be over and the dry season will begin. The dry season in Melbourne, or in temperate Melbourne, runs between mid-December and mid-March. So if you want to be getting these huge avocados growing successfully, and a big tree like this one, in only 3 years. Yep, this tree has only been in the ground for 3 years. Look at the size of it. It's not from the fertilizer. It's not from the compost. It's from the water. I water the heck out of it. Water is what is the key to growth. Water. So if you want to enjoy the results I've had in a temperate climate, once again, we're not talking about the tropics. Okay, in the tropics you plant something like this lychee, right? You do everything right. Compost, mulch, everything that the tree needs. Okay? And then you walk away and you come back a year later, and guess what? This lychee tree is 3 times as tall, and it might even be flowering like this one is starting to do. Well, that's not how it is here in the temperate climate. Tropical, subtropical fruit trees need a lot of babying in a temperate zone. A lot of babying. Babying means caring for them in winter, caring for them in summer when it's dry, and caring for them as far as being patient. Yeah, in the tropics this little lychee will be as big as that avocado there in only 2 or 3 years. Here in Melbourne, it's going to take 5 to 6 years. In other words, twice as long. So you got to be patient. So guys, I hope that answers the question about my fertilizer regime here at Fruitopia. And please ask more questions if you have more questions, and I'll be happy to try and help. And I also want you guys to put your comments regarding this subject to help as well. I just planted a new passion fruit yesterday. And I've got a question for you experts. What do you guys use to keep the slugs away and the earwigs? Earwigs is the #1 problem I have here at the garden. And even though I just planted it yesterday, they already got 1 leaf. Look at that. See that? They got 1 leaf in 12 hours. Goodbye. Alright guys. We'll see you from the next video. Thanks for watching.